Ray turned 16 in the gravel. What was he saying about qualifying well? That's the last thing you needed.
Superpole now is so critical. Starting position's everything. If you start at the back, you lost so many seconds just in the beginning, trying to avoid other riders, trying to pre-guess what's going to happen in front of you, you know.
Superpole is one of the most important sessions of the weekend because can really change the outcome of the race weekend and the races. It's a session that's just 15 minutes, it's very quick, and the pressure is really high for the technicians, for the bikes and for the riders, of course, because in 15 minutes you have 2 chances to prove your best, and this will define the starting grid for race 1 and Superpole race. If you do it well, you can really change your race weekend, starting in the front, fight for the podium.
This could be history in the making then, if it is pole position. Out of that last corner, Jonathan Rea on the Yamaha R1. Yes, it is! Pole position for the Dutch round of the World Superbike Championship.
But if you do it bad as well, it can be a disaster for the whole weekend. For example, in Most, we had a very good example where Johnny had a crash with the first tire in the Superpole, and this completely affected his weekend because he had to start from the back of the field, and even if he had a pace for the top 5, he couldn't achieve that.
They've done a great job to get him back out, haven't they? Over the line, 15th for Jonathan Rea. Another difficult qualifying session then for the Northern Irishman after that crash.
Of course, you prepare more the mental side in a little bit in advance, what you want to do when you go out. We have 1 fresh front tire, 2 fresh rear tire. Most of the time is a softer compound or even a qualifying tire that only holds 1-2 laps, let's say. So you need to make everything perfect.
When you go out with the first soft tire, you have to understand the tire, but it's absolutely important to don't do any mistakes, because if you crash in that lap, you have no lap time set for the race and you're gonna start last. And when you stop, you have to put the second soft tire and really give your best 110% to start in front. But of course, in 15 minutes, if you have a yellow flag, your lap time will be cancelled. So
the best is always when the first go, it's already a great lap time and you have a good position, so you can be right over the limit a little bit more in the second outing. But then when you are on the lap, you just try to be very focused. Use all the track in a perfect way, don't go over the track limits. Also, it sounds strange, but you don't need to think too much also. Maybe in the practice you need to switch some buttons to try the different power or traction control or stuff like this, but in the quali lap you just need to push 100% and full focus on this lap. Yeah.
The feeling that, especially when we are in the Superpole, the feeling with the bikes looks really different. Probably less fuel. You know that you are in the track to make just 1 lap, so try to push the bike in the limit.
So free practice to Superpole, our mentality team-wise changes in fact that have to be a fluid session. And a fluid session also, we try to stay always as calm as possible, and we try to give the rider the calmness that he needs to get focused 120% in the 2 hot laps. So we try to give him no disturb at all and try to set our routine always the same, which usually helps the rider to find everything in the same spot and to build up the confidence, you know, minute by minute, because for sure they are very excited to go out and they look calm, but in the inside they are, of course, they feel the pressure.
It's such a competitive championship with so many riders, so close between each other. It's very, very difficult to start in front, and if you start in the back, your race is going to be very difficult.